rolling through the backwood bend, and I can still hear my old hound dog walking, chasing down a hoodoo there. Chasing down a hoodoo there. I'm born on a bayou. I'm born on a bayou. I'm born on a bayou. Born on a bayou, Lord, 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 Lord. I wish I was back on a bayou, rolling with some Cajun queen. I wish I was on a fast freight train, just juking on down to New Orleans. Yeah, born on a bayou, born on a bayou, born on a bayou, Lord, Lord, Lord. Hey, how you doing out there, guitar heroes? All right, how about a little Born on the Bayou by Creedence, Clearwater Revival, 1968. A fabulous song and a little bit complicated. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and we've got a fairly straightforward blues progression with an E7 and a D and an A, and that's basically it for the chords that are in this song. We got 3 verses, and of course we've got the famous chorus that we hear, but this progression of E7, D, A, E7 keeps going through the whole song. So that makes it a little bit simpler. Otherwise, we got a really, complicated song with multiple guitars, and just like any other good song by a band, there's many, many pieces and parts that go into it. Okay, so at the beginning, we have this distinctive part, and of course, if you listen to it, you have this fade in. And I don't know if it's a bass guitar or whatever it is, but those things, they just make it more complicated. But generally, we're going to play kind of a modified E chord down here at the 5th fret. That's where we're going to get started. And so it's very similar to playing an E7. I'm sorry, it's a modified E7 chord. Playing an E7 up here, very similar to that. I got a standard E chord, and I'm going to put my little finger down on the B string of the 2nd fret or the third fret. That 7th sound there. This way here is a little bit easier. You don't have to stretch quite so much. I'm going to do a C7 chord, and if you remember what a C looks like up here, and then I just lay my pinky down on the D string. Okay, so 3 down from the top's the D, but I'm going to do that at the 5th fret. And I'm going to play the big E string open because it's an E, and that's okay. Otherwise, generally, remember with a C, you're going to have your thumb on the top and you're going to block that, and you get this sound. And I'm going to do, my pressure on and off to get that little scratching there too, a little palm muting. And then the little intro part that's there is we're going to use 4 strings here. We're going to start with the A string, 2nd one down from the top. So we just drag it on the first 2 strings, A, D, and then I'm going to skip a string, and I'm going to hit the B string, and then come back to the G. So the first time I hit all 4, and then the second time I just hit 3. A, D, B, G, A, D, B, G, A, B, G. And then after the first one, then we're just going to come back and hit the A, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to skip the 2nd string. We won't have that in there after the first time. And this part is played at the end, it's at the beginning, and you can even hear it during the song too. So hopefully you got that. on this modified, and hopefully this is something new here for you too, to get this E7 chord right here. You know, you can play it, and I do play parts of it up here because otherwise I have to use bar chords down here to jump from that D to the A. So after we do our little intro for a while, then we're going to go right into the first line, which is in E7. So I'm either playing it up here, or as I did in the little demonstration, I just stayed right here. When I was a little boy, I stand up to my daddy's knee. My papa said, son, don't let the men get you. Now here we go on do what A done to me. Back to the E7. Now I'm down here playing. And that's and you're going to hear that little progression of chords a lot in the song. D, A, E7, then I can put the pinky down to get that little seventh in there. Otherwise, you can just play these two. You can just play the E with the third finger up, and you still get an E7, but it gives a little bit more punch to it when you get that little finger down. And so then the third line, 'cause he'll get you, and I'm going to just do that same little thing again. So let's see. 2 hits on the D, maybe 2 on the A. D, A, E7. So once you have that down, you pretty much got the whole song down, because those are the only chords, and it's that same progression. So at the last line, we'll just kind of go through the last line. 'Cause he'll get you. 'Cause he'll get you, nah. And you can even throw this in between, and it really doesn't really matter. Otherwise, we won't run right into the next verse, which is basically the same thing. You're already on the E7. And I can remember the 4th of July. Run, so using that palm muting and that press and release. So when I do my upstrokes, I'm pressing it. But then I release immediately after that, and that's why there's no ringing out. And you can kind of see I kind of roll my fingers a little bit to get that, and that's a good technique. I mean, I try to use that on almost every song just to give it a little bit more rhythm. Okay, well, basically the second verse is the same as the first verse. You're going to hang on that E7 till you get into the second line, and an old hound dog barking, and then D, chasing down a hoodoo, E7. Chasing down a hoodoo there. And then we're going to go right into the chorus. So it starts with the E7. You're already on the E7. Born on the Bayou. Now we go the same thing. Born on the Bayou, D, A, E7. Born on the Bayou, D, A7. Born on a Bayou, D, A7. Now, this is where you can pay a little bit of attention, because sometimes the chords are on top of the lyrics, and then sometimes they aren't. So on the Born on the Bayou, now I'm pausing with vocals. Born on a Bayou, born on a Bayou, and now there's that Lord, Lord, Lord thing, which you're going to play over the top of. Lord, 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 Lord. Okay, not too tough, but obviously there's some complexity associated with it. Okay, well then, there's there's multiple instrumentals here. One part that you can probably do right away is the one that you hear right after this chorus. And I'm going to put my index finger right on that G string. And then I'm going to put my second finger, the fret below it, still on the G string. Sound familiar? So I start with this finger down, and then I'm going to go up, down, and then I'm going to land over on that D string with my second finger. Okay, and then the next little part. Once you're up here with the same, you're in the same position. And he does that 2 times. So we're going to just slide this second finger. Start right there, right when we end, we're going to slide to the 4th. I'm going to put my first finger down here on the B string at the 3rd, and then I'm going to hit the little E open. And he does that 2 times. And then things just continue to go in many different places. So at least you got you should be able to play this little thing right off the bat. So let's just take one more look here on the G string. First 2 fingers on the 1st and 2nd fret. On, off, D string on the 2nd. So we can play around with that a little bit. And if you're a lead guitar player, then you're probably on the wrong lesson. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff. My cousin can play the lead part to this, and I'm sure he's not getting everything because there's just so much stuff, and obviously there's multiple electric guitars going. Okay, so that's a good little part. And then it goes back to this intro thing, just like we were doing at the beginning. Then there's a repeat of verse 2, and then the chorus again, and then the intro, and then there's kind of a fade out at the end using that same little intro thing. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's a great bluesy, easy progression song, and then just keep this in mind. If you learn nothing from this, and one thing that I'll mention is I noticed that this little progression is very similar, or appears to be very similar to the "Take Me to the River," the Al Green song that was covered by the Talking Heads. They kind of have that same. Now maybe I don't hit it twice there. No, I just do it once, and that different lesson. Sorry about that. Okay, well, I hope you got something out of this. Born on the Bayou, CCR 1968, a fabulous song. If you haven't listened to the song for a while, man, it's great. And I remember in high school listening to this in my bedroom, thinking, "Wow, this was the greatest." And upon listening to the song in recent history again, it's really a classic. Kind of a heavy tune, bluesy tune. It's really good. So hopefully this will give you enough so you can get through this on your own. So take it easy. We'll see you next time, and keep on strumming out there.